depending on what it is where you are. You've noticed we've got a breeze. We've got a breeze coming through because I am coming to you from a very sunny Britain at the moment, which is unusual. We ain't used to it. Okay, these things take us off guard. It was less than 2 weeks ago. I was still lighting the log burner at night time, so I've had to open the windows because it's hot. Okay, we don't have aircon and things here, so windows is the best we've got. It's very warm, very humid, and we've been having some quite big storms. So we had a big old storm last night. Hi Teresa. We had some storms the day before that. There's been flooding, and then it's been super hot in the day. So very tropical Britain at the moment, but I ain't complaining because I do like it. Not sure what's going on here. I do like the hot weather, but it's hard to work in, especially when you're in a sunroom. The worst place you want to be in a heat wave in Britain is probably a sunroom, and that's what I'm in right now. There's a lot of glass and not a lot of air, so windows are open. So if you've got any background noise, just try your best to ignore it. There's dogs asleep, there's traffic, there's things going on in the background, as always. If you're new to my lives, this is just basically the norm now. It's quite normal for there to be weird noises in the background, so we move. Anyway, today, I don't know if this is officially the first look. I don't know. I can't say that for sure. I can't corroborate that. But it's definitely a very early peek at what's that? Brand new colours. Brand new. You love the background noise, you have the same. Yeah, it's just life, isn't it? It's just life. It makes for great amusement, I hope. Anyway, brand new Dixie Belle colours. So if you haven't seen or heard, Dixie Belle are releasing 6 brand new chalk mineral paint colours. These are not going to be limited edition. Not limited edition. They are going to be permanent residents of the chalk mineral paint family. And they've kind of released in a little bit of a collection. So they all have a theme that is loosely based around a sort of cottagey, kind of spring, sort of farmhousey kind of vibe. So they're calling it the Cottage Collection. Okay, and I'm going to show you the colours, the actual real colours, not in a pot. I'm not going to show you the pot. I will show you the pot as well. But I'm not just going to show you the pot. I'm going to paint it a little swatch on a piece of scrap wood that I've got. I'm not going to be painting an actual thing. I've already created some content so you can see what the colours look like on different pieces. I've also got this piece that's under here. That is also going to be a cottage piece with a twist, let's say. So I've got that in on the go at the moment. So for now, I'm just going to show you little swatches of the colour. So without further ado, let's dive in with number 1. This one's already been opened for obvious reasons, and that's because it's green. This one's called English Ivy, and it's the punchiest green out of the 2. So there's actually 2 greens in this collection, which is great news for me because I like green. So English Ivy, let's just whack it on and I'll show you, because it's all very well showing you these pretty pictures that are staged or whatever, but obviously there's nothing like showing the actual colour. I mean, the only thing is lighting can play a difference, and my lighting is a little bit odd at the best of times. It's actually better not in the peak of winter or summer. That's when the lighting's at its worst. At its best, it's sort of a bit overcast, but not too dull. But, you know, I can't control that. So, anyway, the other thing that's going to slightly affect the colour and how you perceive it is screens. So, screen resolution and lightness and darkness of screens can affect it. But that is English Ivy. So, I'll turn it towards the light. it's a strong green, but it's not bright. So none of these colours are super bright. They aren't, you know, sort of in your face kind of colours, but they are strong colours, if that makes any sense. So Dixie Belle have got loads and loads of bright colours in their range. These are, I would personally say they're like more muted tones, which is very, very on trend at the moment. And they all work together really nicely, and they all work separately really nicely as well. So the next colour, again, it's been opened for obvious reasons because it's another strong colour. You know I am a huge fan of strong colours. This one is called Cottage Door, and it's a very soft salmony pink. So a lot of you might look at the tub and think flamingo. It's definitely not as orange and as vibrant as flamingo. It's more of a very kind of muted salmony pink. Let's try and do this without looking. Oh, it's super pretty, and it works really well with the green. It works really, really well with greens. So it's a really, really pretty colour. I think this one's going to be really popular. So that, it's like, would you describe it as a coral? A salmon pink? Really, really nice colour. Very pretty. I've got a tub of water here to shove my brushes in because it's that warm. They will dry out. So that's colour number 2. Colour number 3 is actually yet to be opened, but that is the colour that I'm going to be using on this piece behind. So that is another green. Again, I think this one, because green is trending at the moment, massively in interiors, and sage green seems to be super, super trendy. Hi Valerie, I'm just swatching the new chalk mineral paint colours. I don't know if anybody's actually painted with these live or on a video yet. I know all of the brand ambassadors have had them for a while. So I know obviously we've been doing kind of like our own little pictures on little pieces and shots of the paint in the container. I actually took mine in my garden in front of my rose bush, which is now looking a little bit worse for wear after last night's storm. Actually, it was absolutely stunning. The rose bush has been, it's taken 10 years to grow to that size, and it was absolutely full of really pretty pink flowers. And then we had an absolutely mega thunderstorm last night. The rain pelted down, it was super windy, and this morning it just looks like it's been through a tumble dryer, which I suppose effectively it kind of was. So this one, I think this one is actually going to be probably one of the most popular alongside the pink. That's my prediction. That's Connie's prediction for the colours. So this third one is Weeping Willow, and that is a true sage green. So the other colour that says sage in the title is dried sage, which leans more towards brown. This is a sort of a green with like grey undertones, so it's like a sagey green. I definitely say this is a true sage green, in my opinion. Colour is perceived differently. So at the top, I'll go through them again in case you've just joined me. English Ivy, Cottage Door, Weeping Willow. It's going to take me a while with these new colours. I'm more or less there with Terra. Took me a while. And then these are just going to blow my mind again. So, third colour, let's go for a little bit of a colour clash, is Secret Path, which is a muted lavender. Now, if you follow me, you know very, very rarely paint in purple, lavender, mauve, any of those kind of colours, because I cannot sell them. It's not because I don't like them, it's because they don't sell. If I paint anything blue or green, it's gone. She's gone in an instant. And so that, for that reason, I don't really paint in in these tones, but this might help if I had a decent amount on my brush. This is a really pretty muted tone. Again, super trendy. There we go. You can see how well the coverage is as well. This is just an old piece of like scrap palette wood that I just quickly sanded down smooth so it's not too rough. But they all cover as you would expect Dixie Belle paint to cover. All amazing. So that one's is Secret Path. And then we're going to move on to the neutrals. So these are the 4 colours. I know all colours are colours. But these are the 4 colours. So you've got 2 greens, a muted lavender, and a salmon pink. Then we've got the neutrals. Again, if you follow me, you'll know that neutrals, not something that I dabble with an awful amount. I absolutely love it when other people do neutrals. And everyone says that they're always a safe bet to paint in because they're more appealing. But every time I paint in neutrals, I tend to not sell it that quickly, if at all. So each to their own, obviously. But this neutral, I do quite fancy. You have the perfect box for the lavender. Awesome. So this is called Cobblestone. And this is quite an interesting neutral because it's one of those colours. Now, I think this is the perfect greige. So it's not too brown and it's not too grey. And that's the kind of colour that I absolutely love. So again, if you followed me for a while, you'll know that in the silk range, my favourite colour of the neutrals is Baja Grey. And that again is because it's, to me, it's still a strong enough colour to be, it's not too wishy-washy. I'm not a fan of wishy-washy colours. But this is a very, very beautiful, versatile neutral. You could also do some really pretty colour washes with this. It would knock out any kind of yellowness or orange in wood tones or reddy kind of undertones in wood. So that would make a really pretty colour wash. So that is Cobblestone. Beautiful. Really, really pretty colour. And you won't catch me saying that about neutrals very often. Last but not least, definitely didn't intend to leave this till least. It's a white. And I never paint in white. I can't even remember the last time I painted in white. If I do paint in white, it's Saltwater from the Silk range because it's an awesome colour for coverage and it has the stain blocking abilities. But yeah, very, very rarely paint in white. Now this white, I'll be on board with because it's got a hint of green to it. So it's not just your standard white, and hence the name Cucumber Ice. So there are whites in the range currently that have an undertone of yellow, that also have an undertone of grey or brown, or that lean slightly towards a cream or whatever, or a true white, like cotton and fluff. They're kind of whites. This, and I'm hoping it can pick it up on the camera because it definitely does come over in real life, but that has got a tint of green, so it's got like an undertone of green, hence the name Cucumber Ice. So they are all the new colours, and can you see how nicely they work together or on their own? They're a good bunch. They're a very good bunch to add to the current lineup. So currently there is a really good range of neutrals. Dixie Belle have really good neutrals. They also have the extreme opposite where they have an amazing range of brights. Even the ones that are sort of like the retired colours like Florida Orange, Peacock, Tree Frog Green. Peacock's not retired, but you know what I mean. There's the extreme opposite with all the fun bright colours that I'm more inclined to be painting with. And now we have got a sort of I'm going to call them grown up. It's a very sophisticated palette, isn't it? Very pretty. Like, the lineup is super nice, and you could, like I say, they work really nice as a collection, but they would also work really nicely kind of on their own as well. So the colours that I'm going to be using on the piece behind, I'm going to be using this one, which is Weeping Willow, and I'm going to be using Cucumber Ice. So that's going to be interesting, because like I say, it's not very often I get the white out at all, but I've got something planned for this. So it's going to be a bit kind of farmhousey, kind of with a twist. So that is the lineup. Let me know which your favourite is. Let me know which one you're going to go out and buy. So in terms of release date, these are winging their way to retailers as we speak. So if you have a local retailer that you already purchased from, the chances are that they'll be taking pre-orders for these, because lots of retailers do that. And that just basically helps them gauge how popular the different colours are going to be, and makes them, basically allows them to get the correct amount of stock in. So if you have a local retailer, reach out to them and ask them to pre-order you some of these colours. So we've got, go on, English Ivy, Cottage Door. Let's see if I can do it without looking anymore. So we've got English Ivy, Cottage Door, Weeping Willow, Secret Path, Cobblestone, and Cucumber Ice. Gold star for me. So they're the new colours. And they will be on the Dixie Belle website, but not for a couple of weeks, a week or so. I can't actually remember. I've got it all written down, but it just doesn't, things don't like that stay up here. So if you can, support your local retailer. I'm doing a lavender plant decoupage piece. Oh, perfection. Perfection. Cottage and farmhouse, it's a strong trend and it ain't going away. So yeah, these are going to be permanent editions, the chalk mineral paint line. They're going to be winging their way to retailers as we speak. You will start seeing content being created with these, so keep your eyes peeled on here, the Dixie Belle YouTube channel. I have a little video that I've created for the Dixie Belle YouTube channel. I've also got this one in the background. I know the other brand ambassadors are on it as well, so you can go and see all these different colours in lots of different styles, how we've kind of created with them, which will help you kind of, you know, get a better understanding of how you could use them as well. So that's that. And that's all I'm going to show you today. I'm only going to stay on for a very short while, because I want to crack on with this piece and get it done. I've got to prime it, and I don't want to. I'm too hot. I might do it tonight when it's cooled down a little bit. I need an aircon conditioning unit. If anyone's got a spare aircon unit they want to lend me for probably a week, and then we'll probably go back to rain and grey skies after that. But yeah, that would be great. So hope that was helpful. Hope you could see the colours on there. I will put a little post up on my stories. I'll take a picture of that as well. Again, keep your eye out on social media for lots and lots of different examples of how the colours have been used in lots of different styles. And I will catch you. Yeah, I'll catch you next week. Get cracking on that piece. Yes, boss. I will get it cracked. I'll get it cracked on now. In fact, I'm going to try and prime it before I go and pick the kids up from school. So I'm going to use Dixie Belle's Boss because it's pine and it's going to bleed through. And I'm using pale colours. So I'm going to get the Boss out, get that primed, and then I can get cracked on. It's only a 4-day week for me this week. I'm not working Friday because I'm travelling down to London to go to a concert. So that'll be nice. That's something a little bit different, a little bit of a treat. So yeah, anyway, I will potentially be doing a little project with you next week with one of these colours. Yeah, that'll be nice. So I'll see you next week, hopefully, using one of the brand new colours. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll catch you.